everybody, welcome back. I'm your host, James, alongside always, his name is...
I'm Andy.
We're in for an exciting episode, so join us on this journey as we all become legend of the nerds. Afternoon, sir.
Afternoon.
How are you?
Good. Got myself a little haircut here. Finally got it out of the eyes.
You got rid of that anime cut going on.
Oh, let me tell you, it's pretty bad when your hair, when you brush it straight down and it reaches your nose tips and your shoulder blades.
I used to have long, beautiful hair back in the day.
You beautiful hair, really?
Oh, it was...
It's not this just curly stuff all the time?
It was luxurious. It was
great. Seriously, you and your two sons have the exact same hair. It's just this curly...
But mine, I trained my hair for years.
Okay.
I brush it every day.
Doing the one?
In the shower. You do it in the shower.
Oh, jeez.
You just train like that, And I actually found pictures of my honeymoon like 15 years ago.
Geez,
It was
we're going way back.
down my neck or down my shoulders. It looked great.
I'll have to take a look. I've never seen you. I've always seen cut short.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I used to have long hair, but I cut it. And I just keep maintained, I suppose.
Gotta look professional now.
Yeah. What's going on with you?
Nothing. Just I got done that long week and a half straight of work.
Yes.
So was very tired come the end of it. And those 2 days that I had off, just Friday, Saturday, just kind of went right by. And now back to work.
Crashed those 2 days.
Oh, yeah. It was a pain. What irritates me is I ended up getting overtime, and they took it away.
You took it away?
Yeah. They, on my last day, made me go in half an hour late and leave half an hour early. So it wasn't much overtime. It was an hour and a quarter. But still, it's another like $30 in my paycheck. It would have been nice. That fills my tank.
That would have been nice, right?
Yeah, they just took it away because we can't justify that we get overtime because it wasn't busy enough. Like that crock. I worked a week and a half straight with no days off.
Yeah.
Deserve a little something.
They couldn't throw you a bone at all.
Deserve a little something. Oh, irritated. But I get to see the boss tonight, so some things might be said.
I think that some things should be said.
Well, there's other things there, so I won't get in detail into them. I don't want to bash work, but at least it's over with. My coworker doesn't have any PTO time left after taking a week off to go to Vegas. So
okay.
So I don't have to worry about working those long
days right now.
Yeah, anymore.
Good.
It's my turn next. If I decide to take, I think I got like 12 days of PTO time right now.
Oh wow.
So if I want to. I'm the type that just saves it all up just in case.
Yeah, I have so much PTO time, I don't even know what to do with it.
Like, I know last year, it got to the end of the year, and work's just like, you need to take your time. So I'm like, sure, I'll take it on these crappy snow days and stuff like that. So I just take like 3 days off this week in the winter, 3 days off that. Because I'm the type, I save it just in case. I might get sick for a long straight, like when I went to the hospital, when I had that infection in my leg. I had to use up all my sick time, so I have no sick time left. So if anything happens,
I get
PTO time. So
yeah, I don't get sick, so I don't know when I'm going to use it. I don't like time off, so I don't know.
Especially when the kids are out of school.
Oh yeah, especially that. You playing any new Switch games?
God, I haven't played the Switch in so long.
Yeah.
It sits in my backpack and I forget it's in there.
Oh no.
I want to hook it up to the TV. I haven't hooked it up to the TV yet.
Okay.
So. But I want to get the Breath of the Wild. That's the next game.
Yeah.
But the problem is right now, a little low on the cash funds. There's other more important things. So had the opportunity to pay off a credit card. That was more important.
That's exciting.
I know. I'm so excited. Build the credit back up.
Yeah.
So get rid of those things. They're evil.
Right.
So, but the next game is I want to get Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, good game.
I want to get a game where I know I'm not just going to fly through it.
Right.
And with that, there's so much going on. So.
Yeah, there's a lot going on in that game.
Yeah. How about you? Anything new?
I've been playing Dragon Quest Builder 1.
Yep.
Right now, just to build up because Dragon Quest Builder 2 comes out in like 2 months. Mm-hmm. So that's why I just been refresh my brain on this game so I can get ready for that one, and then also the core game comes out on the Switch in like August. So Dragon Quest 11 comes out.
Yeah, now that Dragon Quest one, that's where you pay the $20 a month thing where you do the Nintendo shop. No, this is an actual.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Dragon Quest Builders is just a. So think of it as like a Minecraft type game.
Oh God.
But way better. because there's actually a story mode
Okay.
and there's actual like things you actually have to do.
Yeah.
So it's a building game like Minecraft, but it actually has purpose. Mm-hmm. So it's like 4 or 5 levels you got to do.
Okay.
And there's a villain at the end you got to fight. There's bosses battles you got to do. Mm-hmm. It's a fun game. I've logged over like 210 hours in this game.
Wow. Yes, because that's why I haven't done the whole downloadable games yet that you were telling me about.
Oh, the $20
where I pay the yearly
Yep.
fee. Because I just haven't been playing, so I don't want to pay for something if I'm not playing it right now. Mm-hmm. So I'd say the most recent thing I did was during my off days this past weekend on TV. They were playing 24-hour marathon of Star Wars. So
oh, wow.
I haven't watched them in a long time. I'm just like, you know
Why
what?
not?
I'm just relaxing for this weekend, so that's what I did. I watched 1 through 6.
You know, I do. Like at night, I'll be watching. Right now, I'm watching 24. I'm going through 24 again.
Oh, jeez.
It's a fun show, you know. I like taking jabs at like that's not happening in and out.
Yeah.
You know.
My next thing I gotta start binging because it comes back next month is Game of Thrones.
Okay.
I know you haven't watched Game of Thrones, but I started watching it last year, and I'm all caught up for this final season that starts next month. So there's that, and then I might rewatch last season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. because the second to final season comes out. I think it's another month or 2.
Okay.
So excited for that. There's a lot of stuff coming out now that spring's officially here.
Yeah, we got a lot of stuff going on. But the episode, we have a lot going on here too.
Yes, I have so
we should
much.
Get cracking on it, huh?
Yes.
WWE.
Yes, let's talk some wrestling talk here. Had to announce Harlem Heat is the next inductees into the WWE Hall of Fame. I know you were really excited, and you said these two are well-deserved.
Oh, yeah.
I have never watched Harlem Heat because it was WCW days. But how was this tag team back in the day?
They're fantastic. They're one team that got me into tag team wrestling.
Yep.
Harlem Heat's awesome, yeah.
Booker T is going to be a two-time WWE Hall of Famer. On the sad note, we found out that longtime wrestler King Kong Bundy passed away. This one hit home for me because I got to meet King Kong Bundy. I have a picture taken with him. So it was sad to see who I consider a legend in the business pass away.
He is a legend.
Yep. So what we'll do is, because we had a pay-per-view as well in between, I'll do half a Raw and half a SmackDown pay-per-view, and then, because otherwise it's kind of messes it. A little bit that happened in Raw. We have Heavy Machinery finally doing some stuff again. I know you actually enjoyed this tag team in the beginning. Yeah. Back in NXT, you enjoyed them, actually.
I did, yeah.
I should say.
They're goofy right
now. They ran the gauntlet, beat up on a couple tag teams. And the reason I mentioned Heavy Machinery is because of this next tag team. Aleister Black and Ricochet. Same thing, just running ragged through both Raw and SmackDown. Are you enjoying the whole NXT invading the main roster thing? Because now they're kind of pushing, I think, Heavy Machinery into that scene as well now.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, like, you have Aleister Black and Ricochet who are still members of NXT.
Yep.
You know, so them coming over, doing some stuff. I like to know the purpose of it. Mm-hmm. Right now, it's really no purpose. It's just them coming in and beating up main roster tag teams right now.
Yeah.
But, I mean, in NXT, they're running for the tournament now. The tag
Dusty Rhodes.
The Dusty Rhodes tournament now.
Yep. I mean, I like it a little bit, but it's starting to get old because it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Same tag teams.
They need to lose one now.
Yep.
They haven't lost one match since they tag teamed.
No, exactly. The other thing is, I really want to dig into your brain on this because I think you're going to like this.
All right.
Ronda Rousey officially turned heel Monday night on Raw. She's not this, hi, let me smile and
Ronda
wave to
Rousey
everybody.
should have turned a heel a year ago.
This is the
when
Ronda.
She showed up
this
on
is
the
the
scene.
Ronda Rousey you've been wanting to see.
This is the only one that should have been
This
seen.
is the I am the baddest woman on the face of the earth. And she's just yelling at the fans because it's true. The fans, all of a sudden, in that match against Charlotte in Survivor Series in Los Angeles, her hometown, were booing her and cheering for Charlotte, who was trying to be the heel. And she's not used to that. People yelling at her and
she
booing
hated
her.
it too.
And you could tell it dug at her a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
And she goes on to Raw, and Becky's there with a crutch, and she just destroys Becky. Charlotte just walks away. And Ronda even was yelling at the fans, telling them, "You boo me, I try to be nice, da 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 da. Well, now it's all about me and screw you."
Yep.
And this is the Ronda. I think this is, like I said, this is the one you've been waiting.
This
to
is the
see.
one that we should have seen the entire time.
Yep.
If you're gonna be called the baddest woman on the planet, but you're a face, how does that make any bit of sense at all?
She's got to change the music though now. That's the thing.
Oh yeah, that music should have never been allowed in the first place.
Yeah.
That's terrible music.
So.
Who thinks she is? CM Punk?
But I'm excited to see this bad Ronda. So
Yeah.
it'll be interesting to see. SmackDown, nothing really big happened except we had a fatal 4-way U.S. title match. Unfortunately, R-Truth took the loss, and Samoa Joe is our new United
Finally
States
got the
champion.
title, huh?
Finally got a title on the main roster. We'll see how long he holds on to that. Moving on to Fastlane. You asked me before the show, what did I think of Fastlane? It actually wasn't that bad. Wasn't great, but wasn't horrible. I gave it a B. Right in there in between.
The show was predictable. I knew who was going to win, who was going to lose, for the most part. It was pretty
predictable.
predictable.
Someone's predicting, oh, Kofi's going to win the title at Fastlane. Wasn't even in the match.
Can I finish? For the most part, it was pretty predictable because it's pay-per-view before Mania. They're not going to do any title changes. Mm-hmm. And if they did do a title change, it would have been the Kofi Kingston getting the title. That would have led him into the Mania match.
Yep.
You know, so that was the only match for me that was on the fence about. Because, I mean, it would have tied into the storyline fine into Mania, but it didn't.
Yeah. Well, let's bust through these really quick. We had on the pre-show, Big E and Xavier versus Shinsuke and Rusev. I didn't watch it. It's a pre-show match. Rarely watch them.
No.
Big E, Xavier win. The match I liked, the Usos versus Miz and Shane for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. Miz in this match, let me tell you, I am not a Miz fan. I have never been a Miz fan. But all of a sudden, Miz is pulling out moves I have never seen him do. Going to the top rope and jumping off it, down to the ring floor, doing a perfect 5-star frog splash. Granted, he didn't hit it. But just doing things I've never seen him do. And I'm like, where has this Miz been all these years?
This is face Miz wrestling.
I know, we never see face Miz. Miz has always been a heel.
Yeah.
I mean, the only time I've seen him do face stuff is when he first came into the business.
He did that one thing when it was him and John Morrison.
Yeah, but still, they were more neutral, maybe closer to a heel.
Yeah.
The Usos win. I'm glad. I'm an Uso fan. This is where my prediction was. This whole thing is setting up for a Shane versus Miz match at WrestleMania. And that's what it did. But you would think the predictable thing is it's Miz who's going to turn on Shane. And it didn't.
No.
It was Shane turning heel and attacking Miz and Miz's father. Did not see that coming. I was shocked because I'm waiting for Miz, the predictable thing, to happen. And it's Miz turn heel. This is why I like SmackDown over Raw, because Raw is predictable.
Yes.
SmackDown,
Correct.
Since Shane has come back and run SmackDown, it's not predictable. They do. Who saw Jinder Mahal, for instance, going way back, becoming WWE champion? That was unpredictable.
Yeah.
So it was I kind of liked it, though. I kind of liked seeing Shane be the heel. So thoughts on being unpredictable?
Is it the right move? With the McMahon saying, we are going to do what the fans want, you know, no one's going to be in charge anymore, kind of thing. Is this what McMahon want right now? Because right now, you look at it, you have Vince as the heel, Shane as the heel, Stephanie as a face.
Who saw that coming? That's what I like, though. I like the unpredictability. I don't want to be able to predict the whole show. That's the thing.
Yeah.
So I liked it.
But at least we get to see Shane at WrestleMania again.
Yeah. He'll lose. He loses at all of them.
It's going to be in a cage match.
True, could be. We had whoop-de-doo, Asuka versus Mandy Rose. They're just not doing anything with Asuka.
No.
The problem is there's not really anyone that great on the SmackDown roster anymore.
Nope.
Charlotte left to Raw. Becky's on Raw. Whoop-de-doo. The only other big-name talent they have is Naomi, and they didn't do anything with
I'm
her.
going to tell you now, Mandy Rose is trying like heck. She really is trying.
Yeah. Sonya Deville.
Sonya Deville is terrible. She's just awful.
She was decent in the beginning. Now it's just like, eh.
She's just goofy right now. I don't like her gimmick at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't think of any female wrestler in that one that it's actually worth it.
What's irritating me is the Iconics, I think, are going to be the next for the tag team championships.
Stop it.
Because
I had
they're
the same thought.
They're doing all these stupid promos with them.
Yeah.
And they can't cut a promo. They're like, we're iconic. It's like, what do you do? And they put their nose up kind of thing, and it's
Well, it's snobby. That's what they do.
yeah, but they can't act snobby. That's the problem. They can't act. Period.
Yeah.
That'll be like a 2-minute match, literally.
Yeah. Right now, their women division is suffering.
Yeah.
Where TNA's Impact, they're actually not bad right now.
Yeah. Still. We're going next. Kofi demands the whole New Day demands that Kofi get put into the match, making a triple threat with Vince. Vince decides, that's not a bad idea. There's going to be a triple threat match, he says, tonight for the WWE Championship. And he says, Kofi, you're going to be in a match, a three-man match. So, of course, Kofi comes out thinking it's going to be the WWE title match.
Right.
Come to find out, no, he's in a three-man match. It's a handicap match against the Bar.
Which is dumb again.
And it's just a quick Bar destroys Kofi kind of match.
Yeah.
Whoop-de-doo. It was just... We're making Kofi look bad. That's the problem.
Well, here's the thing what they're doing now. They're making Kofi look bad, and they're making it look like the Bar is not an important tag team in the division anymore.
No, they keep losing. Except for that,
Bar
obviously.
is a great tag team right now, and they're not doing anything with them.
Well, could we maybe see them end up splitting and going back to being singles?
I don't see why they would. I don't see why they would do that.
No, I mean, I agree. They are one of the top tag teams in the division. So,
I mean, there's 3 other tag teams they could have had them beat up to Kofi.
Yep.
But they picked the Bar. It's
Exactly.
Like, why?
We have a triple threat for the Raw tag team titles. The Revival versus Ricochet and Aleister Black versus Rude and Gable. The only reason this got added in is because on Monday night, Ricochet and Aleister Black had a tag team title match against the Revival, but Rude and Gable came out and got involved in it because they believe that they should still be in line for tag team titles.
Right.
But we got rid of that automatic title match thing. And again, it's where everyone's hating on the NXT guys. Revival, though, retained the titles. I really wanted Black and Ricochet to win.
Oh, yeah, you did.
But I really wasn't holding my breath. So I kind of maybe thought, a little bit of me thought maybe they'd win. But they didn't. We had the Fatal 4-Way rematch for the U.S. title. Joe versus the same other guys. Joe wins that match. The women's tag team titles, Bayley and Sasha versus Nia and Tamina. Bayley and Sasha retain, but the important part of this match wasn't even the match. It was Beth Phoenix being on commentary and Nia and Tamina attacking Beth Phoenix.
Yeah.
This is pushing for Beth Phoenix to make a comeback. You are a Beth Phoenix fan. I'm not really a Beth Phoenix fan because you were excited when she got into the Hall of Fame. Yeah. I didn't think she deserved it, but you did. Thoughts if she makes a comeback?
It's not going to come back. It's going to be a one match. It's going to be probably her last match, you know? It's just going to be a WrestleMania match.
I mean, she's still in shape and everything.
Oh, yeah, of course she is.
So,
her and her husband work all the time together.
Yeah, but we won't see Edge ever come back. That's the problem.
Well, Edge can't come back.
I know. We have the WWE title match, which is Daniel Bryan versus Kofi, Kevin Owens. And it is a triple threat, but it's Mustafa Ali. Were you excited when his music hit?
I got up off the couch.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't get his title shot at Elimination Chamber because he got injured. So this is where, and he proved that he belongs on the main roster.
Oh, yeah. He can rip it up.
Daniel wins all because Rowan got involved.
Yeah.
So we have Becky versus Charlotte. Match is nothing great. The whole point of this match is for the baddest woman in the world to show up again and just demolish Becky. But Becky smiles after because what happened? Charlotte got disqualified. Becky's added to that WrestleMania match now.
Yeah.
Do we see Becky winning the WrestleMania match? As long as it's not Charlotte, I'm fine.
I kind of do, actually.
Yeah?
Yeah, I kind of do.
We'll see what happens.
Becky's on the top of the world right now.
Oh, yeah. Final match is The Shield versus Corbin, McIntyre, and Lashley. I really didn't even watch this match.
You either? I was on my Switch.
Yes, it's obviously the last time you're going to see The Shield, but I kind of feel like Roman Reigns is wicked rusty right now.
Yeah.
He might have came back a little too early.
Too premature?
I think it's because WWE, once he got cleared, is like, we want you now because Dean Ambrose is leaving. They needed to get this match in before he leaves.
Yeah.
So it just didn't do anything for me. The only thing I liked was seeing Seth Rollins kind of jump off the balcony area.
Yeah, right.
Into
on the wood floor.
Exactly. So that was Fastlane. Like I said, I gave it a B, probably around the same.
Do we even see Roman being in Mania?
That's a hard sell.
Yeah. Because he is back too early.
Mm-hmm. I know that there's been hints of The Rock coming back and having a match with him. They wanted to have that this year, but who knows?
That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah. Moving on to the second half of Raw, we have Shelton Benjamin versus Seth Rollins. What a match. Why they don't push Shelton Benjamin more is beyond me since he came back.
Well, I think that's the beginning of them pushing Shelton again.
I hope so.
Because, I mean, if you know about this, Shelton and Brock Lesnar are training partners.
Exactly, that's what they mentioned in it.
Yeah. And they actually used to tag team all the time.
Mm.
So,
I hope. I want to see it.
This could be the beginning of Brock leaving and Paul Heyman still having someone
the Paul
to
Heyman
represent
guy? Yep.
in Shelton.
Lashley wins the Intercontinental title back with the help of Leo Rush. He mentioned in a post-match speech that he believes he will become the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion of all time. Mm-hmm. Do we see this happening? Something where he makes a run at that? A year-long title reign?
I don't know.
When you start saying things like that, you wonder if it's part of the storyline.
Here's my issue with Bobby Lashley. He's not a heel. For me, I always hated him as a heel. Mm-hmm. He's a better face than anything.
Oh, exactly.
You know, and
he's doing exactly what he did in Impact.
Yeah. He's just terrible at it.
Exactly.
So I'm not sure if it's going to last or not.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, you could see Leo Rush turning his back on Bobby and going after the belt.
We'll see. We have Dana Brooke explaining to Ronda Rousey who she is, and Ronda explaining to Dana who she is.
How great was that promo by Dana, though?
She had that where she was like crying kind of thing.
But out of all the female wrestlers, you don't expect someone like Dana to walk out and
it's because she did it because she wants them to recognize who she is. She wants to be that big name
and you
star.
Gotta give her props.
And
for
nobody gives people a shot.
Give her props for that. She did a great job.
Oh yeah, she took the beating of her life.
Yeah.
We have Black and Ricochet again beat Bobby Roode and Gable. Alexa Bliss comes out and announces she's the host of WrestleMania. The only reason this happened is, and they haven't mentioned it, I think she's hurt again. You notice we have not seen her since the Women's Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
She had to have gotten hurt in that. A lot of women did. Do you know Ember Moon, the reason we haven't seen her is because she hurt her, I think she broke her collarbone.
I heard that.
In the Rumble. A lot of women got hurt in that Rumble. So I'm thinking, I'm glad they're going all out, but be careful. So I think Alexa's hurt again. Natalia comes out to have a match.
But do we need a host for Mania, though?
No. I hate
What's
the whole host thing is stupid.
Having a host.
The host thing is stupid.
The
only reason
so
they're doing this is because I think fans are liking a moment with Bliss.
Yeah, then just have a moment of Bliss on Mania.
True.
You don't need a host. It makes no sense.
Yeah.
Just it's a wrestling show, just wrestle.
We have again the whole Beth Phoenix with Natalia. I think they're going to tag probably at Mania.
Of course.
To take on Tamina and Nia. The promo between Triple H and Batista. I loved this promo. Even the parts where Batista...
You like this promo?
Even the parts where Batista couldn't even say his lines. He kept slurring his words and stuff.
They argued about the same exact thing for 5 minutes.
It was still kind of entertaining.
Give me what I want. You don't deserve it. Give me what I want. It goes on and on.
That's why I liked it.
Thing.
That's why I liked it, because it was funny.
Can we move on from this line and do something else?
It was funny. That's why I liked it. It's like Batista's been out of the acting game for a while and he couldn't freaking cut his promo. He kept spitting and everything and slurring his words. But we're going to get the match, a no-hold-barred at WrestleMania.
And Triple H takes another WrestleMania loss.
You sure?
He can't win at Mania lately.
We'll see. Kurt Angle announces at WrestleMania it'll be his last match.
Yep.
And people keep wondering, who will be his final opponent? I have the scoop. I know who it's going to be. Do you know who it's going to be?
I think it's going to be Cena.
Exactly. That's who I said. I guarantee it's going to be John Cena. I guarantee it.
I mean, it makes sense.
It does.
It makes sense.
Yeah. Final match of the night, which I loved. It was Dean Ambrose versus Drew McIntyre in a no-holds-barred match. What a match. Went around the arena, and how it ended with the Claymore where...
He was stuck in the railing?
Dean was stuck in the railing, and it just ripped the railing off and everything. Drew stabbing him in the face with the pencil. It was really good.
Yeah.
So it's sad. I'm sad to see Dean go. Dean, to me, is one of the top guys on the roster.
Yeah, but I mean, you don't do anything with him. That's what happens.
Quickly finishing. SmackDown. We have Rey Mysterio pin Samoa Joe in a tag team match. Does this mean we'll see Rey versus Joe at WrestleMania?
It's possible.
I hope so, and I hope Rey takes the title. Vince explains...
Well, Rey's never had that title before, right?
Actually, no. That's the only title he's missing to be a Grand Slam. I thought. Yeah, and he would be a true Grand Slam champion because he would have had the Cruiserweight title also.
And the WCW title.
The Orton AJ promo was the best promo I've seen since Rock and Cena.
Okay.
Where Orton comes out and talks about how AJ says this is the house that he built. He's like, no, if anything, it's the house I've built. In 2002, I was here. You were in gyms making $10 a day. In 2004, I became the youngest world champion. You were in bingo halls shaking your opponent's hand. In 2005 through 15, I was being the champion while you were in Florida tanning with Dixie Carter. Nice jab.
It wasn't good.
Nice jab at TNA there. He goes, if anything, this is my house and you're living here rent-free. AJ comes out and he's talking about how Orton, he's like, what have you done? This? Wow, that was hard. And then he goes, you talk about how you did everything by yourself. Last time I checked, Evolution, The Legacy. Oh, here's a great one. Rated RKO.
That was a good one.
And don't forget, The Wyatt Family. Seems to me you've had a lot of babysitters.
Yeah, right.
And he goes, then they rip on each other, and then he goes, and then your finisher, it's nothing more than a glorified diamond cutter.
That was
the
funny.
Best part. And then he goes and tells AJ, oh, you want to talk about ripping things off? What about this? from the NWO.
Yeah.
They did such a great promo.
It was a really well done promo.
AJ finishes up and he says, Randy, you want to collect that rent? Come and get it. And he points at WrestleMania. I'm excited for this match.
It's going to be a good match.
And I'm just so excited. I have to say, too, I saw Fighting with My Family because it ties into Orton. And in it, great movie. I'll talk about it maybe at the end if we have time. But Paige's character, when she's training and one of the girls actually hits her with a back elbow, Paige then, I forget what she calls it, but basically where to make it so that you remember not to do that again, you actually get hit back with your opponent.
Oh, he took liberties.
There you go, yeah.
Yeah.
And all I'm thinking is, yeah, Orton knows how to do that very well with everybody.
Yep.
Finishing up SmackDown, Vince comes out and explains to Kofi, you just don't deserve to be champion compared to all these others and everything like that. Kofi tells him, you tell me exactly what I have to do and I will do it. He's like, you have to beat this man. Out comes Orton. Oh, and this man. Out comes Joe. Out comes Sheamus. Out comes Cesaro. Out comes Rowan. So this week he has to run the gauntlet. We see Kofi running it, or is he going to get to Mania some other way?
This is a tough one. I mean, right now, Daniel doesn't have a opponent for Mania, so he might.
Yeah,
he might.
I hope so. I mean,
it's a tough call.
Exactly.
I don't see what any other opponent would be for Daniel right now if it's not Kofi Kingston. Who else would it be?
Exactly. I'm not sure. Finish off, I just want to introduce a new wrestling company that I think is going to start to take off. Cody Rhodes, Chris Jericho, and the Young Bucks have created this wrestling company, AEW, All Elite Wrestling, that they've had 2 pay-per-views and people have gone nuts over. Mm-hmm. And they are recruiting all the top names all around the world. From WWE, Ring of Honor, Impact, Lucha, New Japan, everything. And this is where everyone's going. This is the thought where Dean's probably going to go. AJ's considering leaving WWE. Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson are going over there.
Ty Dillinger's there now.
Yeah, exactly. And TV companies are right now scouting them to be on their TV brands. Yeah. Not small companies either.
No.
Big name TV channels. I'm excited to see where this company is going to go.
Yeah.
because it's a lot of people that we all loved that decided, I don't want to be just in WWE. I want to
They need more.
develop my career.
Yeah, they need
Cody, ever since he left WWE and has become the American Nightmare, has been amazing.
Yeah.
And that's sometimes what you need.
Yeah.
So we'll see how this goes.
WWE is a great company, but they hold a lot of people back.
Yeah. They have their core guys, and that's who we push for the next
Yep.
10 years. So I'm excited to see where they go. That is wrestling. I'm a
That
little
is
tired
wrestling,
already.
man.
There was so much that happened.
So much.
And I mean, WrestleMania is just 20 days away.
It is.
So-
We're almost there.
Exactly.
Let's get to the Arrowverse, huh?
Flairoverse?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
Because I didn't know if you wanted to leave that before the main event.
No.
All right.
to go over.
Catching up on Arrow. The episodes we had Diggle and Lila's episode. It wasn't even an Arrow episode. It was Diggle and Lila and the Ghost Initiative. Why they got rid of Suicide Squad, I don't know. Maybe DC's like telling CW you can't use that name.
It's
Yeah.
yeah.
Basically, they're going after this guy Dante, who we don't know too much about, and Diaz betrays them and helps his friend Dante escape. They throw Diaz back in jail, and some mysterious person throws gasoline in his cell and lights him on fire and kills him. What a way to go. The dragon burnt alive.
Yeah.
Lila's about to take the hit for screwing up this mission. Diggle says, I'll take the bullet. That way Lila still can head Argus, and he rejoins the team. In the flash forward, we see Mia and William start to work together as brother and sister to find Felicity. In the next episode, the team being deputized to be part of the police department goes on a bust with them. And these police officers are like, no, we're doing it this way, da-da-da-da. And because of the way the police department decides to do things, they screw up the whole bust. Let Team Arrow do what they do best. And that's basically what Oliver was saying. We also find out Dinah's throat has now healed up, but the problem is that slice to her throat just destroyed her canary call, and she can't do the canary cry anymore.
Right.
So she's very upset about that. But the team goes rogue, fixes their bust from the beginning of the show, shows the mayor, because Oliver said, we'll do it our way, but we'll also do it the legal way. And they do it. Proves to the mayor that let us do it our way. We'll clean up the city legally. The mayor says, you have your own task force, do it your way. So we have finally Team Arrow back.
Yeah.
That's what I like. Moving to Flash. I have my notes here somewhere. Pardon the
Flash is getting pretty good.
Pardon the interruption, switching notes. This was the high expensive episode because they always mention when they have Gorilla Grodd or King Shark, the reason we don't see him that much is because it costs a lot to do these CGI episodes.
Yeah.
This was the big budget one. Grodd versus Killer Shark. That's what they named the episode.
Yep.
They finally finished the metahuman cure and want to test it on someone, so they asked King Shark to test it on him to become human again. It works.
Well, they wanted to ask him.
Yeah, they wanted to, but he goes nuts. And so Barry just injects it in before he bites Cisco's head off. And he turns back to being human. At that time, Gorilla Grodd steals the mind control device that Shark is wearing to amplify his mind control over everybody. The Team Flash can't stop Grodd because of his amped up powers. So Killer Shark decides, I'll become Killer Shark again, even though he knows he can't go back to being human.
Right.
And battles Gorilla Grodd. I loved this battle.
It was very cool.
Shark versus Grodd was awesome. They end up taking out Grodd, and to stop him, they put him in an induced coma. So who knows if we'll ever see Grodd again. And Shark goes back to being part of Argus and all that. The second episode, we're in 2049. Thawne warns Nora that everything that she's been doing has now kind of created a new timeline that's splitting away, and something bad is trying to break away from that timeline.
Right.
And so they have to beat Cicada before this happens. They end up convincing Cicada to take the cure because we find out that his niece Grace in her coma is developing metahuman powers. And so he wants to use it on her too as well. As they're about to inject him, they get attacked at Star Labs, by a new Cicada figure. And this Cicada figure runs ragged, kills the doctor, kidnaps Dwyer, the original Cicada. And the episode ends where they're in a cabin in the woods, and the Cicada takes their mask off and is revealed to be adult Grace.
Right.
So we know her powers that are developing are the exact same thing that her uncle had. My thing is, I want to know is how she got there from the future.
Yeah.
Who got her to the future? Because last time I checked, Cicada can't time jump.
Nope.
So I'm kind of intrigued to see where this is going. I just wonder if Thawne is being good Thawne in 2049, or if he's somehow still evil.
It's a tough call.
I don't know.
It's probably about these CW shows. It's hard to predict.
Yep. Finally, with the Flareverse, I want to add, this is why I'm so excited with Supergirl. They introduced, the last episode, Lex Luthor. I've been waiting for this. John Sire played Lex Luthor last night when I watched it, and he did an amazing job. And I'm excited to see how the rest of these episodes go with him as Lex Luthor. They're starting to interact where Kara, when she went back in time, created a second version of herself that dropped like in Russia. And this is kind of going back to some of the Superman comics where he has an alter Superman, a Russian one and all that. And come to find out when I was watching the preview to the next episode, it looks like Lex Luthor is teaming with that Russian Supergirl to take out Superman and Supergirl.
Huh.
So I'm excited. He just did an amazing job as Lex Luthor, though. That's the thing.
Right.
He's not doing anything ever since 2.5 Men ended.
Yeah, right?
He's been on a couple ranch episodes, but that's about it. He just did a great job.
Oh, yeah.
I was so excited. So I recommend watching it.
Maybe. We'll see. We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Okay.
Let's jump into box office heroes.
Yes, I am hoping I got them exactly right.
All right.
Box office. Number 3, I have 5 Feet Apart. Number 2, Wonder Park. And number 1, obviously, is Captain Marvel.
100% today.
There we go. Number 3, let me just tell you, I was back and forth between 5 Feet Apart and Captive State. And I'm like, you watch. 5 Feet Apart will be 4 and Captive State will be 3. And I should have gone with my gut, but I'm like, I think the love story of 5 Feet Apart will take number 3.
Now, here's what's interesting, the numbers. 5 Feet Apart, 13 mil. Wonder Park, 16 mil. Captain Marvel, 69 mil.
Yeah, just for what, a weekend?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, everyone's going to see Captain Marvel. That's the thing.
Yep.
That's the whole reason I went to go see Fighting with My Family. It's because I knew everyone was in the theater next door at Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel, yeah.
Exactly. So, yeah, I'll go see Captain Marvel probably in the next week or two. So I'm excited.
Yeah, I'll probably wait for it to like Netflix or something. Andy, I have a trailer that we're going to talk about.
Yes.
Want to watch the trailer?
Yes.
All right, let's bring up. So we've talked about this in the past. We've got the little clip, but I wanted to bring it up again because this is the trailer that they should just finalize. This should be the final Aladdin trailer. This was perfect.
I mean, goosebumps again just watching it.
So what's your favorite part about the movie right now?
I can't pick.
Good and dislikes. What do you think? Go.
The only dislike I will say is, so when you listen to A Whole New World, the song in there, the guy who plays Aladdin doesn't really sing it that well a little bit. He kind of is like just voicing a little bit.
Yep.
Whereas Naomi Scott, she has an amazing voice when she's singing it. Obviously, they probably do some editing and all that. But with his, it didn't really seem like he was trying to sing too much. That's my only nitpick. And it's very, very small.
Okay.
I like everything about that. Even everyone complaining about Will Smith as Genie and being blue, it didn't bother me.
Right.
Whoop-de-doo.
So here's my intake on the trailer for you. I love the fact that they barely changed anything with the storyline for the animation.
That's what they do with
That
all
was
of
perfect. All right. The Genie thing. My only problem, Will Smith may be a little too skinny for the role. I like my Genie a little pudgier, you know?
Yeah.
Right? I think he's going to do a great job. Because if you have to have someone who can sing, Will Smith has an amazing vocal cord.
Exactly.
So I think the song "Friend Like Me" is gonna be perfect. I think he's gonna change it around instead of being more of a
More goofy.
and it's gonna be more hip hoppy and not more
Exactly.
family thing, which is fine.
Yes. Don't be Robin Williams.
Right.
Be your
that's
own
great.
genie.
Don't try to be Robin Williams. Make it your own. I think Will Smith is gonna make it his own. Negative, Jafar. This can sound really weird,
Okay.
but I hope you understand me when I say this. He's a little too pretty to play Jafar. Do you understand what I say by that?
No, I know. But if you watch that movie, you have a lot of glitz and glam.
Yeah.
It's very colorful,
really is.
very pretty.
Yeah.
We're gonna get in this movie a lot of magic that you'll see.
Yep.
A lot of songs, a lot of action. I think you're gonna have the comedy. You're gonna have everything in this.
I just think Jafar's a little too pretty. They should have picked someone.
This may be, out of all the live actions, the highest grossing
Oh, yeah.
Disney live action so far.
Oh, yeah. Aladdin, the animation was one of my favorite animations.
Oh yeah, this is what we've been looking forward
And
to since
this movie...
when they said they were going to start doing live action movies. The first one you and I have, and I think I can go back
Oh, yeah.
in our records and see when we said this. This was the one we were looking forward to the most. We kept saying, "When is Aladdin coming out?"
Yeah.
So, I'm not waiting for it to come out on DVD or something. This is going to see it at the theater.
I'm just glad that you get to see Abu in it. I'm glad to see Iago in it.
Carpet
Carpet is going to be in it. So they didn't miss any characters, which I like.
Even Jasmine's tiger is in it.
Yeah, Raja is going to be in it. It's gonna be fantastic. I love that they didn't take anything away from it.
You notice the only person we didn't see in there? The Sultan.
Yet.
Is he short, stubby?
It could be.
Sitting there eating
Joe
crackers?
Pesci?
Little crackers and everything?
No, I don't see, that's why I like Disney. They make a trailer, but they're not going to spoil everything. You're going to have to see how the Sultan looks in the movie.
I am perfectly fine if that is the only trailer we see.
That should be the last trailer we see. Anything else is going to ruin it.
Yep.
That's it right there.
Yep. Like I said, I've watched it. That was probably the 4th time I've seen it in the last week.
Oh, yeah.
And it just still gives me goosebumps. I am so excited.
But that is the trailer. Now we have some TV talk.
A little bit of TV talk before we get to the main event here. I sent you a trailer for Batman versus Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yep.
Thoughts real quick on it. I'll watch it.
This is made for the fans.
Yep.
That's all this movie's for. It's just for the fans.
I just want to see the Turtles versus Batman.
Yeah.
It looked kind of cute, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it happened in the comics. Now we get to see it live action. I think that's what fans want to see.
Yeah. Mentioned full-length Aladdin trailer came out. We had another Avengers trailer come out. My problem, don't get me wrong, I am so excited.
I should have brought this trailer too because I was angry.
So excited for Avengers. Well, maybe we'll bring it up next time, but quickly, I just want to say, so excited for Avengers. But the trailers are they're encryptive.
It made me angry.
They're just too cryptic. It doesn't really, it just shows things from the past. Like, I've already seen that. I want to get something, obviously it's going to be.
The new suit.
The space suits?
Yeah.
Well, obviously they're going to go try to fight Thanos.
I was angry because one character they showed, actually two, technically two, I guess you could say, they showed in there that made me angry. Nebula and Tony Stark in the new suit.
Yep.
That made me so angry, Andy. They had the first trailer show. Tony Stark in space saying goodbye.
Yeah, in the Milano.
And I wanted that to stay on its own.
Because you don't know if Tony's going to die.
Don't show me that Tony is going to actually survive
Tony gets back to Earth.
So now my excitement for this movie went down because he got back to Earth.
Let's drop this. This is the next trailer. We'll go over this trailer next week. Okay, next time. The couple last things. Idris Elba is replacing Will Smith as Deadshot in Suicide Squad. Will Smith has said the reason is because he has other shows that are in complications with Suicide Squad, so he can't be Deadshot again.
And also, let's keep this in mind too. And I know this is this character, his name is he brought up later on, but James Gunn is directing this, and he did say this is actual reboot movie.
Yeah.
It's not a dead. It's not a
That's why it's
Suicide Squad 2. It's another Suicide Squad
it's a
movie.
soft reboot. They said
Yeah.
It could be classified as a reboot, and it might not. That's why it's called. The first one's called Suicide Squad. This one's called The Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
It's like you had Fast and Furious, and the fourth one is The Fast and the Furious.
Yeah.
Last one, Chris Hemsworth to play Hulk Hogan in the Hulk Hogan movie. That is about his life.
What a pick.
He's perfect to play it.
Who else would you pick?
Pick Thor to play Hulk Hogan.
You know, I mean, if you're gonna do it, do another tall, beefy.
Yeah. And we're not
blonde guy.
From what I've been reading, you're not going to get Hulk like people want to see him forming the NWO and stuff like that.
No.
You're going to get him before WWE and becoming Hulkamania. That's where it's going to end. Is him being eat your vitamins, brother, and Hulkamania.
Yeah.
That's how it's going to end. It's going to show how he became a wrestler.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see it.
Oh yeah.
But we have a few minutes left. Let's get to the main event, which is what I've been excited to talk about here.
All right, go ahead.
We talked about it. Disney. James Gunn was fired from Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
We should explain why he was fired from
Well,
Disney.
you explain it.
Okay. So, years before James Gunn even got hired by Disney, he put out some tweets, inappropriate tweets, as jokes. Mm-hmm. And then Disney, they got pushed up above the water, you know? And Disney's like, nope, these tweets are inappropriate. We need to fire James Gunn. Why? These tweets was before he even worked for you. You should have done some background check, Disney. Don't blame on him now. But they fired him because of those tweets, which is the stupidest thing ever.
Well,
They only did that because a month earlier, Roseanne was fired for inappropriate tweets.
that's the problem is it doesn't matter what you do because you have people protesting. Lori Loughlin, for that whole scandal with her trying to get her kid into college and paying people off, her show on Hallmark, Where Comes the Heart, she's now off that show.
Hallmark fired her from all shows and movies.
Yep.
Netflix fired him from
Well,
everything too.
Fuller House is coming to an end after this season. So, and then it's like James Masters. Not James Masters. From Rooster, from what's his name?
Right.
Dustin, or Danny Masters. Getting let go from that because of his scandal. So it happens. You can't do anything.
It's just
It's all these people
goofy.
complaining.
But I think now that James Gunn got rehired, because James like, you know what? It was a little goofy. That opens up a door for other actors to get rehired by their own shows. You know?
So let's just say it. He got rehired to do Guardians of the Galaxy 3, which we both signed the petition online.
Yep.
Dave Bautista threatened to leave, and he kind of did.
Yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy as Drax. That hurt because he's an amazing Drax the Destroyer. And all the cast threatened to leave and wrote bad letters to Disney, threatening Disney.
Yeah. The only one that didn't do it was not Chris Pine, but Chris Pratt was the only one that said, I can't, I have to do this.
Yeah. When this had happened, James Gunn decided, screw you, Marvel and Disney, went to the dark side,
Yep.
went to DC, and they hired him to direct Suicide Squad.
Yeah, so now Warner Brothers has been a contract, so James Gunn has to finish Suicide Squad before he can even touch Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a while if we see Guardians of the
Oh,
Galaxy
yeah.
3.
Well, they even said that. Because of that, they had to rewrite the script. They had to rehire directors and stuff. We were supposed to get Suicide Squad for 2020. We're not probably going to get it till 2021 or 2022. So, but I'm excited that he's back, though. It just isn't the same Guardians of the Galaxy without him.
No, if you have a guy that been directing a sequel already, you got to keep the same director on. You got to keep him going.
And we mentioned it when he got hired on to be with DC. If DC had him do other movies too besides Suicide Squad, you might be jumping on board a lot more.
Yeah.
Because that's all it takes for you is your top directors.
I mean, the only way it actually kind of worked was I have the Avengers movies in front of me. You have Joss Whedon, then you have the Russo brothers. So that worked out. You know, you got great director, amazing directors, you know?
Yep.
So it works out for you. But, I mean, Guardians of the Galaxy, we are trained to know what they expect from these movies. If they get anyone else from James Gunn from this movie, for 3, it would have had a bad feel to it.
Yeah.
It would have failed.
DC even mentioned, Warner Brothers, that the reason why they wanted to get James Gunn is because, look, Guardians of the Galaxy and Suicide Squad are basically the same thing. You take a rag bag of guys that you don't belong together, put them on a team, and there you have it. Yeah. So that was the whole reason. The final thing we're ending the show with is we have Arrow up here. We talked about it. It's sad to announce that Arrow next year, or I should say this fall.
End of this year, yeah.
This fall will be the end of Arrow. Season 8, they're cutting it off from the CW. It's going to be a 10-episode season, so it's not even the normal 22, 23. Mm-hmm. And Stephen Amell has even stated that after his contract was up in season 6, that he was considering leaving because he wanted to spend time with his family.
Yep.
His wife has given birth not too long ago to some babies. He wants to be there with his family.
Yeah.
I have no problem with that.
8 seasons is a great run.
Yeah. I'm sad that it's coming to an end, but you can't blame a guy for wanting to spend time with his family.
Here's the great part, Andy. Arrow may be coming to an end. CW is not putting an end to the other shows. There's no problem saying, hey, Steve, will you come guest star on 1 or 2 episodes?
I was going to get to that.
Sure, because crossover episode will happen, right? So, I mean, just because the show's over doesn't mean the Arrow is done.
Exactly. So episode 10, he said, will end with the crossover, which is the crossover everyone's looking forward to. Mm-hmm. Crisis on whatever, or
Infinity Earths?
Yeah, Infinity Earths. And he mentioned in his tweet, he goes, this may be the end of the Arrow series, but it is not the end of Oliver Queen and the Green Arrow.
Yeah.
He goes, it's the DC universe. Anything can happen. And he says, if you understand what I mean by it's the DC universe and anything can happen, you'll get why it's not the end of Arrow. Yeah. Because it's true. He's going to have cameo roles in episodes of other shows, and he's going to come back for a crossover
Especially
episodes.
the Flash. Especially the Flash.
Because we all know, DC has so many Earths, you could have him as a different Oliver Queen in different Earths. Yeah.
I mean, he could join the Legends of Tomorrow for half a season, Who knows?
Exactly. So I'm upset. I'm hoping it doesn't mean most of these CW, DC shows are going to come to an end, because I'm still really enjoying them.
Well, if you remember, we talked about when they're going to end anyways. I told you season 8.
Yep.
Right? So they'll probably get season 8 for all of them.
Yeah. I know, because Flash is at 5. Supergirl and Legends is at 3 or 4.
Well, let's not count Supergirl. Or Black Lightning.
Seriously?
Or Black Lightning.
Yeah, Black Lightning. Now that the season finale is this week, and then once it hits the streaming networks,
we'll talk about Legends, though. We like Legends.
Comes back April 1st.
I can't wait.
April Fool's Day. Does that mean they really does come back?
It really comes back.
We'll see. But Black Lightning, I'll watch it streaming. That's about it.
I'm not. I tried getting into the show. I just can't do it.
Yep. But I want to know, did it hit you hard, though, finding out that Arrow came to an end? To me, because it's where it all started.
It was terrible, but I knew it was going to happen anyways.
It's still. Oh.
I knew it was going to happen.
Like I said, if they want just to keep the fans on the bandwagon, yes, get rid of the whole Oliver Queen thing, but this whole flash forward business, you could make a TV series off that.
You could.
Connor Hawke as the Green Arrow?
Yeah.
And I'm just saying, make a TV series off that.
And you could.
Yeah. To finish off, I did mention I wanted to, if we had time, I was going to talk about I saw Fighting with My Family.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. I know you were having your thoughts about why do I go see that movie, because there's other people you'd rather see them do a movie on besides Paige.
Right.
The thing is, it's not just about Paige more, it's about her entire family, the legacy they have over there with their wrestling company and her 2 brothers. And trying to get into WWE and the stuff they went through when they got rejected. It was really heartwarming kind of thing, and there's a lot of emotions running through that. The one thing I love the entire movie. It's a movie I am going to buy when it comes out.
Okay.
The only thing I didn't like about it was the very end, and that's how you end a movie. You need to have something really great, and they botched the whole thing. Do you remember when Paige debuted, beating AJ after WrestleMania to win the Divas title?
Yeah.
The whole end of the show is that match. Her promo, the match, everything. It was totally different than how it all went down. AJ comes out normally and wants to congratulate AJ on winning. Or Paige comes out and wants to congratulate. Paige comes out in the movie, doesn't say a thing. Selena Vega, who's playing AJ, isn't even dressed up in AJ's gear. She's dressed up in her normal ring attire that we see on SmackDown. I did not like that. If you're going to have someone play AJ, come out in the jeans and that shirt that has the heart in the chest and all that stuff. Come out like that. So she comes out, Paige doesn't say anything where she did in actual life, and then she goes ahead and AJ attacks her and all that. Paige screws up the Paige Turner in WWE really badly, where you remember it. She hits it perfectly in the movie. Then at the end, when Paige won the title, she walked away and held it up on the entrance ramp. No, she grabs a mic and does this whole montage at the end of the movie. This is for all the women who don't think they can do it.
That's stupid.
Total crap at the end of the movie.
One, Selena Vega as AJ. Why don't they just ask AJ to do the movie, you know? They could have done that. Two, if they wanted to finish the movie with the match, just play the match.
Yep.
You don't need to recreate the match. You already have the match on video file. Just play the match.
Exactly. Dwayne Johnson was in this for a couple scenes. He did awesome, obviously. But the star of this movie, Vince Vaughn, was the star of this movie.
I knew he would be.
He did an amazing job as an NXT coach.
Oh, yeah?
He did awesome. It was just, when I get it, I'm coming over, we're watching
I'm excited about Vince and Nick Frost.
Oh, he did great as Paige's father.
I love Nick Frost. That guy's so great.
He did an amazing job as her father. But, yeah, it was a great movie. I know we still have a couple minutes, but...
We can wrap it up, Andy.
Yeah.
There's no law.
Like I said, when I get it, we're watching it, you'll probably like it.
I probably might.
I think you'll like it because it's got a lot of... When we train to do wrestling, you kind of think back what she's doing in the ring and stuff with the bumps situation that I was telling. So she's wrestling against these three blonde bimbos and stuff, and when you throw the elbow, you got to turn your head. So I know that you're going to do that, so I can duck. And the girls aren't; they're just punching her in the head.
Yeah.
And Vince rips on her for then attacking them. Well, that's how you do it. Da, 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 da. That's what you're supposed to do so they don't do it again. Well, that's not how we do it. And he just rips on her so bad, it gets to the point where she almost quits. She ends up doing a scene where, because nobody likes her, when she first wrestles in NXT, she's wrestling against these three blondes that everyone's going goo-goo eyes over. And then they're like, who's this white ghost? We don't want to see that.
Yeah.
Because back in the Diva era we still liked the sex appeal of the women wrestlers. We weren't watching their wrestling style. And then she dyes her hair blonde.
Yeah.
But she ends up teaching these girls how to wrestle, and fans started watching not the women, but women wrestlers.
Yeah.
And I believe it's because of Paige. She did it since she was 13 years old. And they show that in the beginning of the movie, her wrestling her brother as kids in the ring. It was awesome.
That's cool.
So... next week we will talk about, like I said, maybe we'll do for trailer talk, the Avengers trailer.
Okay.
Because we should dive into that because Avengers comes out in another month.
Does.
So excited. We also have WrestleMania around the corner. The anniversary show is the WrestleMania show. Our predictions, that's coming up in, God, I don't know. That would be, I think, episode 99. Because this is episode 98.
Yeah.
We're almost there at 100.
Absolutely.
So thanks for watching, everyone. And remember, stay nerdy.